Hi, welcome to my second Fragmapedium orchid collection video of the day. And these ones are going to be concentrating on the pink and possibly orange Fragmapediums. That is the ones with the pink and orange flowered Fragmapediums. So to start off, we'll start off with I guess we'll start off with the species. And in the bunch, I think this is the only species. This is Fragmapedium Schlemlii, which is the basis of many Fragmapedium crosses. So I bought this guy last fall, and it's previously bloomed, and since arriving, it's grown pretty much this whole growth here, and I think this is blooming size, so it's just a question of time, waiting it out. And yes, I did rip the leaf. That was my fault, so I have to take that down again. That's what happens when you try to look inside the crown to see if there's anything growing and you split the leaf. So that's my impatience. So lots of people grow this, and it doesn't seem too difficult to grow, and I would tend to agree. But again, you have to watch out for the fertilizer, because this is what happens. Some of the leaves were already cut when I bought this, so I assume that I'm not the only one who's had problems with brown tips. But it's only on certain leaves, not all the leaves. So yeah. Okay, so Fragmapedium Schlemlii, and this one is Fragmapedium Schlemlii times Hartwigii. So you see the tag here. So you remember that tiny supposed version of longifolium? Well, this was used to bloom, to make this cross, and along with Schlemlii, this produces some pink flowers. And I just saw the picture and of this one from the grower who sold this to me, Mr. Lucier, in the Mont Saint-Hilaire area here in Canada. Anyways, he posted the picture, and it's pink. It's very lovely, and it's somewhat a large bloom for a little plant. So I think this is almost blooming size. So maybe in the fall, this might actually start spiking. We'll see. Next, in the Schlemlii tradition, this is Fragmapedium Sedenii, which I've actually bloomed. So it didn't bloom. I think it skipped a year. As I was having problems with it, the leaves were very pale, and giving it some calcium nitrate really helped. And the plant is a bit smaller because I sent a division to Orchidea, so I gave her the bigger growth in the pot, and so I'm patient. I can actually wait. And these funny little things here is Insiglia polybulbum. This is a miniature, which seems to do better with lots of moisture, so I just put it in the pot for now. It was on a mount and it wasn't doing well, so it's just living there for now until I decide what to do with it. But yeah, the plant is doing okay. The flowers are lovely, and I consider this an easy plant, but this is version 2.0, as Nina of Ninja Orchids would say, because I had a beautiful one many years ago and I lost it. So, oh, I just noticed there's a nice new growth here. Huh, okay. Well, that's good. It's doing okay. I hope that it blooms. I don't think it's going to bloom this year. It's probably going to bloom next year. So I'll be patient. Let's see here. Okay, so I'm going to go to this guy here. This is Fragmapedium Pawpaw, one that you've seen before as well. And this is, it had 2 spikes last year. It's a relatively recent acquisition, maybe 2 years ago or something. It took a year for it to be healthy enough to bloom, but then again, it gave me 2 spikes last year, so I was really, really happy. And Pawpaw is Schlemlii times Miscellaneous. And so this is the growth. It started off, I think it was late fall last year. And this year it's popped out a new growth as well. So you see the markings. This plant is definitely growing. I think I probably marked this recently on May 31st here. That's what these marks are as well. So this plant's growing pretty fast. Yeah, this leaf's growing quite fast. So, okay, so moving on to the miscellaneous. This is Fragmapedium Schlemlii, and thank goodness I have the tag because I didn't remember what it was. This is Fragmapedium Beauport times Fragmapedium Lindinii. That's the pouchless or lipless Fragmapedium. It does produce a pinkish long-petaled flower. At least I hope this one will. And it's quite lovely. I mean, at first it didn't do very much when I acquired it last August, but this year it's been on a tear since it's got calcium nitrate. So again, this has been marked and it is growing. So I'm really, really excited. I didn't expect this back growth here to grow a new leaf, but it did. And this is growing pretty fast. So yeah. So that's Fragmapedium Schlemlii. So yeah. And let's see. Yeah, so the last one in the bunch is an Equigenera acquisition, which I just bought. And this is Fragmapedium Periflora Cyrilla Alka. And I bought 3 Fragmapediums, and sadly I lost the other 2. I had Untitled Chapter, and luckily one of the divisions survived and it's living with orchideas. Hopefully she'll have better luck with it than I did. And I also had a Carol Cancer times Caudatum, something like that, and that also died. So I'm not surprised because the roots on the Carol Cancer, I mean, they were non-existent. The plant was, I mean, it was in okay shape, but it really desiccated super fast. And the Untitled Chapter did the same thing, so I guess it just didn't have the will to live. And this one was treated the same way. I guess the only difference being that this plant wasn't divided, so I don't know. I guess I got very brave and I split the plant on arrival. Maybe that didn't help. Anyways, it's okay. I don't mind. It's okay. Live and learn. But at least one of these survived, and the Cyrilla Alka is also a 2.0 because I used to have one a long time ago, and I had bought it in spike, and I really, really love the salmon colored flowers. Quite lovely. So since arriving, I think this is growing because it's not growing super fast, and I don't like these brown tips anywhere, but it's growing. And this little thing here is definitely growing, so I think the plant is at least making a stab at surviving. So anyways, I hope it survives. So that is, in effect, my pink and orange Fragmapedium collection. And now I'll make a 3rd video, which is probably going to be my longest because it's the red Fragmapediums.